David Justice, two-time World Series champion, and I want to welcome you back to Tuesday's Tips. Hey, today we're going to talk about what it takes to become a great outfielder. I think first and foremost, you have to know yourself. You have to know your strengths and your weaknesses. If you're a guy who doesn't really have a strong arm, then what you really need to focus on is attacking the ball when it's hit to you in the outfield, aggressively coming in and scooping that ball up and getting it back to the infield as fast as possible. This is a way you can disguise your arm strength, because the majority of third base coaches, when they see you come in hard, they have a tendency to hold the runner up. So you want to attack the baseball, get it, and get it back to the infield as fast as possible. I think also you have to know the hitter for sure. The more you play against certain guys, the more you see their tendencies. I'll give you an example. A guy like Mike Piazza, one of the greats with the Los Angeles Dodgers and with the New York Mets, Mike had tremendous power to the opposite field. So as a right fielder, I would always play him deep and shade him a little bit toward the gap. Because you can't guard the whole field. You can't cover the whole field. So you have to look at guys' tendencies and then play accordingly. Now, if it's a hitter who doesn't have a lot of pop, it's a guy you know that won't really beat you in the gaps, then of course those are the guys you want to play much closer toward the infield. Make them beat you over your head. Now let's talk about the guys who hit the ball with a lot of side spin. You have a guy like Ichiro Suzuki. Man, one of the best hitters that this game has ever seen. He could hit the ball everywhere, to all parts of the field. But when I played left field against Ichiro, who was a left-handed hitter, he had such unbelievable side spin that when he would hit a ball to left field, it almost had that banana look, like it's cutting hard toward the left field line. So when you have a guy like that with a lot of side spin, you can make yourself a better outfielder simply playing closer to the line in left field. See, I would play him closer to the line in left field. That allowed me to be able to catch any ball around the left field line and even some foul balls. But if he did hit a ball toward the gap, if I got a good jump, the ball is actually coming back to me. So it's actually closing the distance for me because of the side spin. So it actually gave me more range in left field and the ability to get to more balls. Then you have guys like a Dean Palmer, or you have a guy like Jeff Conine. These guys, they were right-handed hitters, and playing left field, they had a lot of top spin on their balls. So the feeling I always had was I have to get under their ball because it's going to have a lot of top spin. But again, all of these things speak toward you trying to be the best outfielder and take away everything you can, not giving a hitter an opportunity to hit any ball that's gonna fall safely in your position in the outfield. And you'll learn all these things by paying attention to the hitters. So let's summarize that by saying, let's know, is this guy a power hitter, or is he just more of a line drive guy? Is he a pull hitter, or is he a guy who goes the opposite field a lot? These are things that you have to know about the hitter so that you know exactly where to play to take away his tendencies. Another thing too, becoming a better outfielder, is you have to be ready every pitch to make what I call a game-saving play. Now we all know if you got the bases loaded in the 7th inning, it's a 2-2 game, the fans are excited, every player defensively is ready to make a great play. But are you ready to make that same play the very first pitch of the game? The first pitch of the game, if you're not ready to make that type of play, a diving catch, so to speak, that ball is going to land because you're not ready. It's the first play of the game. You know, so many guys take the first pitch, and there's a lot of defensive players that just aren't ready to make a great play. And that will hurt you because if he swings at that first pitch and that ball lands in your area and it's a ball that you know that you should have had, you know how you're going to feel. Now, everyone else may not know. And if that guy comes around and scores and you lose that game by 1 run, you're going to know that The reason that ball dropped was because you were not ready for it the first pitch of the game. So be ready the first pitch of the game, just like you're ready in the 7th inning of a game. And I think that for sure will make you a much better outfielder. And lastly, you have to communicate. You have to communicate. There has to be a feeling that when you're in that outfield, that everyone knows and everyone's on the same page. You're playing in stadiums where there's 50,000 fans. You can't afford to rely on hearing your center fielder or hearing your right fielder or left fielder. That's why I always say the best outfielders are full of 3 guys that will communicate with each other. They know what each other's going to do. They know. So I'll give you an example. Let's say I'm playing right field and you have a right-hander up. And he's a guy who hits the ball the opposite field. I know that anything that's hit low over the second baseman's head, as a right fielder, I'm going to take the ball underneath. I'm going to take that line drive, and the center fielder is going to circle me to back me up. That way I'm trying to take away any line drive by way of a diving catch. Again, if we don't have that communication, then that center fielder might think that's his ball. And what you don't want is the center fielder and the right fielder both coming to a ball at the same time. But that's what you'll get a lot of times if there's no communication. If you can put these tips into your game, you will definitely become a much, much better outfielder. Heck, you'll become an all-star outfielder. Hey, signing off for now. I'll catch you next time. Once again, David Justice.